Greetings to all of you out there. My name is Charles Watkins, and I'm a clinical psychologist at MHSS. We will be producing psychoeducational videos from now on for you, for your viewing pleasure, with helpful tips and tricks for you to use on board. Now, today, we're going to talk about mental hygiene and why it's so important. So, mental hygiene is basically making sure that you are well-rounded, that your well-being is good, and that you're strong, and that your resilience is strong. So it's basically proactive measures to keep your mental health fit and positive. Of course, remember, this is a holistic approach. So naturally, it's important for us to consider diet, exercise, and sleep. So why is mental hygiene so important? Well, basically a healthy body and a healthy mind make you the most resilient for stressful situations. Therefore, it's very important to not just practice exercise properly, diet properly daily, but also mental health daily to keep you strong and positive. There are many ways you can do this. There are breathing techniques, there's journaling, there are different types of meditations you can do. Some people use praying. Some people connect with colleagues on board. They use social events to help connect with each other and talk among friends and colleagues. Some people have a lot of contact with their families. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. But today, what I would like to focus on is awareness and mindfulness and why it's so important. Now, awareness and mindfulness is a concept that might be a little bit hard to explain when you haven't had any experience with it. But since you are seafarers and you have a lot of resources that you come and bring to the table, we can work with those. You are naturally resilient, meaning you have a lot of experience with being away from families, and you know how to stay mentally strong and to stay mentally positive. And that's great, and we'll build on that. Now, mental awareness means to recognize the thoughts, the negative thoughts, and to make sure they don't take over and create too much anxiety. It's kind of like boxing. So, Muhammad Ali once said, a good counterpunch hits without being hit. So how can we do this psychologically? Now, let's look at it. So when we're alert, when we're boxing, we have to be very aware of what our opponent is doing. In this case, our opponent is our own mind that might be playing tricks on us. So the punch of the opponent will be the mind telling us things like, you're not good enough, you're not going to be able to do this will last forever, I won't make it. That's the punch. So we need to block it first, and that's the awareness part. Knowing it's there, being aware of the thought. That is the blocking part. And then understanding this might not be true, questioning that thought. So we take distance from that thought. We question its validity, question its truth. And then comes the counter punch. And we do that by telling us things that we know are true. I've done this before. I've been able to get through this. There it is, a mistake. Accepting mistakes too, very important. Again, counterblock. Saying things like, I know I can do this, I've done this before, or I'll get strength by talking to friends and colleagues, or I'll do something to calm me down because I know this isn't true. That's the counterpunch. That's how we KO our opponent and make sure our mind stays positive. Because otherwise, if we don't block that thought, remember that punch, it will knock us out, meaning it will create anxiety. We might get nervous. We might not be able to sleep very well. So remember, like boxing, it's important to be aware of your opponent, especially in stressful times. Your minds will say a lot of negative things. Be aware of the thought, recognize it, counterpunch it, and stay resilient. Thanks for listening to me today. Have a great, great day, and safe sailing. Goodbye.